If you could look inside the heart of any and every single human being, you would fall completely in love with them. If you could see inside as it really is, and not as your mind projects it to be, you would be so purely in love with the whole thing. I had an interesting experience the other day. I was sitting in a cafe and I made a decision to experiment with looking at people just as they are, without any judgment. No assessment of their looks, their status, their demeanour, or any of the usual computations or categorisations that my mind might make, but just to simply see them without any of that. I observed the three people sitting at the coffee table next to me, and I just saw their absolute vulnerability. How we're all just wanting to love and be loved and to somehow make meaning out of the moments of our day. Imagine if we just dropped our judgment of anyone. I'm not saying drop discernment or that you have to take everybody home or even be their friend, but just simply be in a state of acceptance and openness to everyone. Find out what you can see when you stop the words in your head and the story that you have about the world, because that story and those judgments in your head really say more about you than anybody else. Instead, just looking without comparison, without criticism, without the words. If we did that, we wouldn't see tall or short, rich or poor, race, religion, beautiful, ugly. We would simply see the purity in every being, the humanity in one another. We would see each other in our nakedness. How many times have you stepped out the door and felt afraid of the judgment from the world, whether it be about how you look or your social status, your wealth, your achievements, your successes or failures? Imagine a world with none of that. How relieved would you be, and how more freely would you breathe? I bet we would all laugh more. Well, grant that to the world around you. Try a day of not subscribing to descriptions and stories of difference, and you'll just notice how the newscasts, the podcasts, the blogs, the articles are all drawing us into this place of comparison. These are conversations and ideas.
The BBC has learned that Donald Trump's former lawyer, Michael...
We are a world addicted to the art of judgment. And in that moment, we lose our humanity. We lose our own personal dignity. As Rumi said, our task is not to seek only for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers inside we have built against it.